I'm going to show you the Jupiter Ultra Delphi water ionizer and talk a little bit about some of the special features of the ionizer. Now, this is an under-sink model, although it can be used on your countertop. Now, for the most part, though, people would buy it for the purposes of installing it under their sink. It can easily be disconnected with quick connect fittings wherever it's hooked in under there, and with disconnect two hoses and disconnect this little plug thing that goes into the back of the machine. You then just convert it instantly into a countertop model. Now, one of the features, well, a couple of features of the Delphi are that it's inside the water cell is identical to the Athena water ionizer, and so therefore is going to give you the best ionization possible. You can read more about that in other locations on my website. I wanted to show you something about the design of the under sink, like the faucet, and how the water is supplied to the ionizer. Now, the buttons are on the top of the faucet, making the alkaline, acidic, or filtered water choices very easy to do. Instead of having a power on, power off button, you don't have that. Now, that is a great feature in and of itself, because sometimes those buttons, force the water to come spurting out instead of coming out gradually in other under sink ionizers. I really prefer this design, where on the side you've got a little knob that you turn it this way and the water flow comes on, turn it that way and the water flow shuts off, shutting off the ionizer itself. Now, you can bring it on full or bring it on to a slower pace of water, and which is usually not possible in most water ionizers. They're under sink ionizers. They're just set up at one flow rate. I personally like the slower flow rate, and that's why if I was going to get an under sink ionizer, I definitely want this one, because of this choice right here and also this other design that I'm going to show you. Now, one of the reasons why this under sink ionizer is able to function so well is that the water is channeled. It comes in from your under your sink plumbing, hooked in there with a T, what's called a T, comes through on this line, comes up this red hose, doesn't go straight into the machine. Most under sink ionizers, the hose goes straight into the machine from the T. Now, this does not, and actually the older Delphi model did go straight into the ionizer from the T. But this is an advancement. Now, the water comes up the red hose and then comes up and it curves down and comes down this gray hose here, and then goes into the machine. The advantage that gives you is that with, if you've ever seen like your municipal water tower where the water is pumped up to this big tank and then it pumps down, it's not so much that tank stores a whole lot in those water towers. It's the fact of coming up and then going down like that creates a siphoning effect. And what that does is allows continuous water at a higher pressure to enter and go through your ionizer. And it really is a fantastic design. I'll tell more about that on the blog that goes with this video. Just look underneath this video. There'll be a link to the blog post where I can talk about that. Now, the other two water hoses, just since I have this here, this one, the fatter one, is where the alkaline water comes out of the machine and goes into that fatter hose, and then comes out this top spout. and then the acidic water comes from the machine and goes into this thinner hose and then comes out the bottom spout. So that's basically all I'm going to talk about for now on this particular video. But go to the blog post underneath the video and click the link, because this has a lot more features that I wanted to detail more in writing so you could understand better. Okay, thank you.